Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3 Live. Welcome to today's recap. So today, futures opened up. A lot of traders wanted a down open. We talked about how much of yesterday's gap can we fill, to see if there's even anyone that wants to buy things on sale. So within the first, I think, 10 minutes, market opened up at the highs, slowly trickled and trickled and trickled down all day long. Stocks like Boeing that opened up went negative. Stock like Facebook that opened up, 25%. That was the highs of the day pre-market. Apple was very whipsaw, as far as the action, but it's still above 609.50, and we know tomorrow is the big earnings day. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So overall, it was one of those days where, again, we talked about the S&P being in no man's land. Below the 50-day, but above the 100-day, not at exactly key retracement areas where big institutional money will take a look. If you look at the chart here of the S&P, you will see, just real quickly, here is the unemployment, 7.8%. Right. That's the, one of your signals to sell here. This was when we broke this upper flag. This is when IBM broke the 100-day. Intel was pressured. Apple was pressured. Google was halted. That was your time to sell it, or maybe even on the Friday when it broke 1445. Anyway, fast forward. We've now broken this uptrend that's been intact ever since the June 4th lows. And, we've had a little bit of downside follow through. All right, we are, today, again, we couldn't even get up and test 1425 or 1427. I think we went as high as what? 1420. So not much strength there, not much, at this point, people coming in to step in. Here is a very symmetrical spot. This is the 100-day. This is 1394-ish. You want to put your Fibonacci retracement just from the June 4th low, and you will see that right around here is your 0.382% retracement. So that is a better spot, and hopefully we get there quick. The quicker we get there, the more oversold we will be, the better chance we get a tradable bounce that might stick. But then, your 50-day or your 50% retracements at 1370, which is right around the 200-day. So there is a chance that that happens. There is a chance that we get to here. So again, we can't be, all in right around this area. So we'll see, but at least this is a calculated area, and that'll be something to look at. The Qs still very weak. It's, at this point, heading lower. This is a different EMA that I have up on my normal screen, but it's right around the 200-day already. Here is when it broke the 50-day. This is when, you could have switched some gears. I like to point out past times because I hate if people start hitting out their more intermediate or macro longs here. I want you to see the signs. And on that day that the unemployment number came out and everyone said, it's baloney, this was the day to sell some. This was your outside day. And then here was your confirmation when it broke the 50-day. Came back, retested it. If you missed this day, you could have done it right here. Anyway, this is where we are. We're getting into bigger support. I guess we'll have to see what happens with Apple tomorrow and Amazon. Some other stocks, guys are trying to trade IBM today. Still, not a buyer in sight. This is when it had earnings day. Big gap here. Couldn't even think about filling it. Broke that low, continuing. I guess next level support you would see is about 190 and then all the way down here. But really no reason to rush in there except for trying for a trade or until we see some kind of reversal pattern. Yesterday Google went positive first, and then today, it was up $3-4 and went nowhere. So let's see what happens here. A little bit more, sideways action, and you're going to see a pretty big bear flag being developed where if we start taking out this area, your more macro support will come into play around 654. So that can continue. Guys are a little scared of Amazon still. Yesterday was a decent trade with the iPad numbers, with the pricing, and they said it won't compete with Amazon. And then today, pow, opened up, didn't find a friend all day. Looks like they're trying to get some fluff out of this stock heading into earnings because their earnings, typically they keep getting passes, so people are a little bit concerned. But then what other guys are talking about out there, the fundamental guys, because if you come back to me, we talk about how when tech is weak, when the Russell is weak, we get cautious. More fundamental guys start getting cautious like now after we've had the big pullback because things like the transport start getting weaker and maybe even the industrials. And if you look at the IYT today, pretty potent downside day. Okay, it's still in this big range, really not doing much, but it closed on the dead lows today. So that's not a great sign for a lot of these names that are in more of the S&P and the Dow. XLI, which is the industrials. Look at that. It just, no bounce today, closing the dead lows. It's still above the 100-day, but it's there before the spider, so it's showing a little relative weakness. And, here's your 200-day. So I know Boeing gapped up, and look at the size of that wide range bar. That's something you do not want to be involved in. It opened up as soon as it started to trade back below this area. You had some clues to get out, and at this point, I'm not exactly sure, but that's a pretty ugly candle to me. Even Facebook, all the excitement this morning, around it, and there was really no money to be made in it, unless you shorted the open. It was around 25 and change pre-market. I guess where did it close? I would have thought this bar would have looked a little uglier, but I guess it didn't. Anyway, I guess you go to the 5-minute chart, you'll see it a little bit better. You know what? I think my E signal is off right now because I think this closed a little bit lower than that. But anyway, with that said, not much you could have done after the fact here. I know some guys on my floor, hold on, let me just get this off, tried buying Facebook, when it flagged over here, and it did not break to the upside. It wound up, breaking a little bit to the downside before meandering a little bit lower. But all in all, you go to the daily chart, and it did hold the majority of it. So I guess, it just wasn't, there's just no momentum. It's hard to find momentum in the market. So at this point, I would say over the next few sessions, if it could hold above, just say this 22 for a certain period of time and hold above this small downtrend, perhaps we can get a trade to fill this gap at some particular point when the market gets a little bit better. So it's worth putting on the radar. Lastly, because I have to run the XLF, now below the 8 and the 21-day, still showing relative strength, but I think we just have to watch it, because if it starts breaking this last uptrend from this breakout point right here, you could at least see a move to the 50-day, or maybe even to this area, because it's holding up, and just have a high-level stop if you're not committed to it. Bank of America, I was trying to play it for a breakout, had some news today. I just got out of it because I've been looking for a move above this area, and to me it's not ready yet. I'll wait, and if it starts to break this wedge to the downside, I would say if you're not committed to it, get out of the way. It had a really nice move. That option strategy from Bloomberg's already been fulfilled, and here here's your 50-day all the way down here at 883. So just to wrap it up, I know today a lot of guys are frustrated, including me, because when you're in one of those spots where it's just a no trade or just a tricky trade, just keep your hands off and do a little less. Came in today knowing that the S&P is a little oversold, but not extreme, that the Qs are very oversold, but still, if the markets can't bounce, just let us lower. Look at the 200-day, but it doesn't mean it has to bounce off. So, being long was tough today. Being short was a little tough today. It seemed very slow for a Fed day. Trump, great job with his big announcement. Guys just, I guess, looking for headlines, but whatever. So just take it a little easy. We're in a corrective environment, and I know people who sold strength and are sitting on cash are like, oh, let me get back in. But you don't want to do it too early, and the last thing you want to do is do it all at once. You want to do it little by little. That's why we use a tier system, and we get some kind of reversal pattern or a day one at a key area. Then we'll test some things out, and then we'll figure it out from there. And tomorrow we'll talk Apple and go over a much broader option type strategy, or or something on a macro/micro sense with mapped out levels based on where we are tomorrow by the close, and the morning call as well. So with that said, have a good night. Scott Riley, T3 Live, the recap. See you at the morning call. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.